All right, ready?
Yeah. One.
Me da miedo.
All right. 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna look at the camera.
All right.
One. All right. I'll clap.
Just like that?
Yeah, that was a start.
Ready? All right.
All right.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Taking Shots podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Angel.
And I'm Luis.
And then let them know what we do around here, Luis.
All right. So in this podcast, even if we're recording, we're gonna be on YouTube and Rumble, but we're also gonna be on Spotify. And the ones that people can't watch us, this is Taking Shots. And there's a Mexican saying. I don't know if you guys heard it. It says los niños y los borrachos siempre dicen la verdad. So we're gonna be a little bit lit.
A little late, guys. All right.
Just say, hey, just to speak the truth, you know.
Because we're trying to keep it raw. We're giving you guys a warning right now. We're gonna keep it raw.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be cussing. It don't matter.
Yeah. Or we're alcoholics, one or the other. But you know, we're having good time. That's what matters, you know.
So we're gonna every single episode we're gonna take a shot in the beginning of the show, depending on what alcohol we have. It's gonna be different every single time. It's not always gonna be tequila. It could be something different.
And then we also gotta mix drink, to just sip on while we're
talking.
You know, you guys are chilling with us. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, today what do we got?
So today we have tequila, Don Julio.
Yeah, we got Don Julio, and then we made a tequila sunrise, and also we didn't make this in our TikTok. We still need to make it, but we're gonna link it down below.
By the time this episode is out, it's gonna be
it's gonna be on the
our
TikTok.
is gonna be up.
Give it a like, give it a share, and try it out. Try the recipe. Let us know if it's good.
We don't know if it's good. I mean, we tasted it and it's tasted. It was okay. It was okay.
It's good. It's drinkable. It's sippable. We might have put a little bit more alcohol than the TikTok.
A little too much, but
just to play along with.
So, like we said, guys, we already have our shots here.
Yeah, we got them. We got them ready.
We poured them up. So,
yep.
Cheers to the first episode of Taking Shots podcast.
Let's do it. How's it feeling?
I hate it here.
Me too. We're just doing this for you guys. I'm telling you. This just it's for the podcast, you know. It's not even for an enjoyment.
It's not even for us, guys. It's for you.
Yeah. Oof. Not gonna lie,
dude. That could. What?
This is like the first time we drank like tequila without a chaser or nothing.
Oh my god.
But back then.
No, my god. Back then, dude, it was a different time. So, Luis.
Damn, I'm ready. I'm dropping some.
Damn. Ya está pedo, mijo.
Right. We're gonna put a little blur. You know.
All right,
anyways, guys.
So, how about we start off with saying, why did we start this podcast?
All right. We started this podcast, because we saw everyone doing it, but we're like, fuck it. Why not us? Why not us?
Yeah, well, that's true. Why not us? But then at the same time, probably like a year ago, because we used to work together.
Yeah. Well, okay. Before getting into that, we already tried the YouTube thing.
This is our backup from our YouTube career.
Well,
our
the
failed
thing was,
YouTube career.
Yeah, we did YouTube and it was pretty good. It was decent.
Honestly, if we kept up with YouTube, I feel like we would have been popping right now.
Yeah.
Just the only thing is with our YouTube, it was hard to get content. Just because
the thing is,
it was cars. Like car stuff ain't cheap, and once you run out of money, then you run out of content.
Exactly. No, well, the thing was too, it was basically a YouTube channel based on like our cars, and that's what the content was mostly about. We were trying to be like, typically like YouTubing, making like how-to videos or just working at the shop because
it was basically us. We already liked cars, so I mean for us just to record stuff, it was kind of easy. It wasn't.
Yeah,
like it wasn't another car. We were already working on cars. We
pretty much worked on the car most of our time.
Yeah.
Every time we hanged out together, mostly it was at the shop. We stayed like late nights and, just working on our cars. And pretty much we worked together. So we used to work together. We don't work together anymore. But then back then, like I said, we were fresh off like Angel. Like we got a car, literally. It was a Subaru. Tell him.
So I don't want to get too off topic right now
Oh,
because
okay.
we're trying to trailing off already. So
all right, we're
all
slacking.
you're
This is
slacking.
first time for the
episode.
podcast,
So
you know.
bear with us.
But
Basically, the reason why we started this podcast was because our YouTube career kind of failed. We kind of ran out of content. I sold the car that I had, and then
Well-
he stopped working there too.
well, the thing too, it wasn't even just that. It was pretty much recording like car content is kind of a little bit hard because like how Angel said first, it is a little bit expensive, and the thing too is Angel at the time too, not just from working at the shop, he had another part-time job. So even if I stayed like after work working on my car, I didn't really have anyone to like record and things like that.
It was like a
And
solo thing. It was like
exactly.
only on weekends we had time
Yeah,
to do it, and it
and
was
sometimes
like,
it was still a little bit tough, you
Yeah.
know. And then also too, it's pretty much every time you, basically, if you like, if you work on cars and everything, it always happens. You're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a 30-minute install.
oh my god,
What happens every time we do
we
a
have
30-minute
stories. We have
install?
stories.
Yeah, and until we end up staying there like 2, 3 in the morning, like literally working on a
We
car,
had- yeah.
hating our lives. We're like, why the fuck did we do this? You know? But
But anyways,
yeah, exactly. But now that we like I said, we're like Angel, we don't have the car no more, and like I said, for me, I kind of did most of the things on my car.
yeah. So it was
It
kind of
just-
like whenever I would work on my car, he would come on the weekends, and then he would do his solo thing basically.
Yeah.
So it wasn't adding up. We both weren't in the car. Like in some of the videos, it's just him. Some videos, it's just me. It was like half and half.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like it wasn't working out. And then, like I said, we also sold the car. I sold the car, and then yeah, now we're here. And
yeah, and also too, the thing that we got to keep in note is we did want to do like a podcast or something.
we had
like
talked
this.
about it. We
talked about
it,
this
like a long time ago.
way before, but also too like we did want to do like high quality and everything. We needed a little bit of funds,
Yeah,
get proper mics, get headphones.
we wanted it. Yeah, like we
you know,
wanted
the best we can. We're trying to
because
make it
we
happen.
yeah, like if we're gonna do it, I feel like with everything, like we had a camera on YouTube too, like whatever we do, we wanted to do it good quality
we
because
got to do it right.
Yeah, we want to do it right. We don't want to do it like half-ass,
Yeah.
basically. And we needed the funds for a
Mm-hmm.
little bit to get the equipment, and then we were waiting on the logo, the banner. We were waiting for a couple of things, but finally, we're here. And then, we talked about it. We had dinner.
No, like we pretty much said like we were always talking about it, but we never pulled the trigger.
Yeah,
And then one time we just had
that
a
is-
dinner
yeah.
and we're like, all right, let's do this. Let's actually like, we got to do this. And as soon as in anything, if you put your mind to it and you start investing, I mean, you kind of have to.
Because as
Like,
soon
when
as
you throw money
no,
in there-
because as soon as you throw money into the equation,
You have to.
you have to do it because now, we buy the
It's-
equipment.
it's just a waste
we
of
bu-
money
yeah,
if you
we
don't
buy
do
the
it.
equipment. Yep, and we don't do it. We buy the
So
equipment.
now
we don't
we're
do
like,
it.
we threw money in there. We're like, all right, we have to do it now.
We have to. We're like,
Yeah.
yep. It basically kind of forced, like not forced us, but it gave us that push that we needed to start
Exactly.
this show.
Yeah, and to
So-
give it like the grind, like, put some effort into it and, make it happen.
Yeah. So I'll kind of give you guys a backstory of how me and Luis met real quick. All I can think is me taking Alex's job.
Name dropping already?
Yeah, name dropping already.
Damn.
Sorry, Alex. I love you though.
Damn, dude.
Basically,
that.
I was working somewhere else, and then someone that I knew had connections with where you used to work, where I work now. Yeah, no, you know, but
Yeah. If you know, you know.
if you know, you know. Yeah, if you know, you know.
Right.
And I went to interview, got the job, and I didn't know that I was replacing somebody else. I thought they just had an open position. They fired that guy. I came in on Monday, and then that's how I met Luis. And I knew him from like kind of the car scene.
Well, pretty much the car scene connected us.
Yeah,
before
well,
this, but
no,
even
not
to-
really, not
even
really,
that.
no, not really. Like I
School.
knew,
We knew each other from
yeah, but like
school.
I knew of him, but
Yeah.
I didn't know him. You know, like,
We went to high school together and like we had like mutual friends.
but we didn't
we
really
never
hang.
hanged
Yeah,
out
we
or
never
nothing
hung
like
out or
that,
nothing.
but
Like,
We
he-
also, I do remember saying like, "What's up to you?" Like,
Yeah,
you
like,
know,
yeah,
like
we
a
would
little,
say,
like I said, like
"Hey,"
my
like,
friends
"Hey."
and like his friends, like they would get together, and I remember like what is it called, hyping them up, or,
yeah, like
you know,
yeah, like
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, just hey, what's up, man? All right,
Yeah,
that's it, you know,
exactly.
Like,
and simple
we're
like
we're
that.
kind of like acquaintances, you know,
Yeah.
like I knew you, but I didn't really talk to you, and like I knew you were into cars. You know, I was into cars, but it wasn't. We weren't really tight like that. You know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So and then I
Yeah,
started
but
working there.
we kind of knew, like, we knew who we were. Like I knew simple stuff.
We
Like,
knew each other.
I know what he drove. I knew his name, and I knew who he hanged out with. But we never kicked it together.
And
And yeah, we started working like what basically, in my mind, when he was gonna start working there and stuff like that. Even me and another coworker were like, "Yo, we had plans. We're like, all right, we're not gonna be."
so well,
We're not gonna be friends
so
with
I-
like the
so-
next person.
so
'Cause
I
we
was
wanted
gonna
to, like,
so I was gonna start as a detailer. Him,
yeah.
Luis, and my other coworker now said we're not gonna talk to this next. We're not gonna
Yeah,
talk to
he
the next
didn't know
detailer.
Angel. We pretty much
He didn't
told
know-
Angel like later
He
on.
didn't know I was gonna work with him, and
Mhm.
I didn't even know, you know, our coworker at the time. And
Uh-huh.
I just showed up and I seen him. I seen Luis walking, and I'm like, who? I'm like, he works here. I'm like, I knew him. I knew Luis. Not knew him, but like I knew of him. And I'm like, oh, he works here. I'm like, oh, at least I have somebody to talk to, you know. He comes in, and I'm like, oh, what's up, bro? You know, we never hung out ever since. Well, since that time, like before then.
Yeah, we never hanged out or nothing like out of work. But like I said, like he already had came in, and like before we even knew who was gonna get hired in the job, like me and my other coworker, we didn't want to, like, we had plans where like, yo, whoever's like, applies or whatever, whoever's gonna take this job position, let's not talk to them, because like we wanted to, like, focus on work, like have.
They wanted to
what's it
actually
called?
work and not have
production,
distractions.
have production
and
and
not
stuff
have
like that.
distractions, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So that was like our mindset. And literally, I told my coworker, like, as soon as like I saw him, I remember I got there like 5 minutes late or something. He was already there, like try hard and shit.
Well,
But-
when it's your first day, you don't want to show up late, bro.
Yeah. But I was like 5 minutes late and everything, and I go in there and I glance, like, I passed by and I glanced and I was like, "Yo, is that who I think it is?" And I was like, "Shit, dude." And then, like, as soon as, like, like my manager, like our manager, like introduces us to each other, I was like, "Yep, it's a wrap." I told, like, I was like, I know who it is, so I was like, I can't be a dick to
Like
him.
I have to talk
Yeah,
to
I
him.
was like, I have to be like homies with them. Like, we're gonna work together either way, so we gotta, like, like at least say what's up and stuff like that. So I just said what's up, simple as that. As soon as my other coworker got there, I was like, bro, it's over. I was like, the plan's gone. I was like, I'm gonna have to talk to him. I know who it is. Like, we went to high school together. We have mutual friends. I can't be a dick and shit like that, But
And especially because I kind of knew him already,
Yeah.
through the car scene and,
Yeah, but I'm telling
and
you.
school. So that was like, oh yeah, I know it. So me, in my mind, I was like, oh dude, thank God that there's somebody that I know that works here.
iba a estar solito.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I didn't know any of you guys. And I mean, I knew you. I didn't know anybody else. And I was like, dude, thank God there's somebody that works here that I kind of somewhat know, like know of or I've seen before. And that's how we met. And now I think ever since then we've been like basically best friends, dude. Like
Yeah.
we hung
Well,
out.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of people can relate. Like every time you start a new job and things like that, you're always like paranoid, You're like, damn, like it's a new environment. And if you think about it, if it's like your 9 to 5 job, you're there like what, half your time?
No, at least
Yeah.
yeah, like
I
Monday
mean,
through
like
Monday.
half of your life,
If it's
you're
like a
always
9 to
gonna be
5, Monday
hanging out
through
with them.
Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week, and it's like you hang out with the people that you work with, and that was that was just the case for us. And then we just started hanging out more and more after then. And
Yeah, I
then,
think little by little. I don't even remember the first time we kind of hanged out like outside of work, but like at work, I do remember like we started like talking to each other, and then
And-
like going to lunch together.
and we knew that we had like we
Yeah.
liked cars, so we're like, oh, you know what, that just
like we always had our interests.
Yeah.
Like, same
it was
kind
like
of
mutual.
interests
Yeah,
and
we,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
So ever since then, it was like,
Mhm.
you're my friend now because I work with you and we like cars.
Yeah. No, and like I said, like we have similarities, but then we also have like what is it called, like opposites.
So we
Like-
don't always see eye to eye with each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Which
I
is a-
mean,
Which we thought it was a good thing for this podcast because,
It works.
We can play both sides. He can
Yeah,
play
yeah,
one
yeah.
side, I can play the other.
yeah,
It'll be
we're
fine.
not gonna be always agreeing just because like we're homies,
No, like if I have
Yeah.
something
We
to
might
say,
have to
if I,
fight,
if I
like,
have something to say to
you
this
know?
guy, I'm gonna fucking say
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. We might do like an exclusive like content, like or we might have fight or something, if we're like
We're
beefing or
gonna
something.
throw the gloves on.
Yep, pretty much.
We're gonna box it out if we don't agree with each other.
Mhm.
But yeah,
But yeah,
that's,
guys.
that's how kind of how we met, and then why we started the podcast because
Mhm.
we're pretty good friends now, and I feel like we can talk a lot, and we like drinking. Which,
Okay, okay.
which,
But
which,
also,
hold
I
on.
do gotta say, when we met, I do remember, like, I told Angel, like, because I would, like, we'd walk together, because, like, where we worked, our cars were parked, like, let's say, it's like a 2-minute walk, let's say.
It's
So
like a
to say.
parking. It's like a
Yeah,
parking
yeah,
lot
yeah,
you park
yeah.
away
It's
from
like,
work.
in
You know.
general area. But I remember every time we'd, like, walk around, like, leaving, you always start a conversation, like, oh, what are you going to do this weekend, and things like that. And I remember Angel, hey, I don't know if you remember this, but
Let's see.
Angel would be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to play, because he didn't go out or nothing, nothing really like that.
I
And
used to be a homebody. I used to
yeah,
be a
yeah,
homebody.
pretty much. Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Ya estoy callejero.
Yeah, but pretty much, I remember I remember there was like a weekend or something like that, and then I was, oh, what are you gonna do, on the weekend and stuff like that. And Angel, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna drink some vodka, and I'm gonna play like I think you were playing like PC games.
No,
Like it was
yeah.
like
So
Rainbow
I
or
think I had
something.
a CS:GO. It was
Yeah, yeah.
CS:GO
He was like, I'm gonna play CS:GO, and I'm just gonna drink vodka.
by myself, guys.
Yeah, and I was like, that's it.
And I didn't know. Well, that's it. I thought that's all I've done. Because I didn't like to go out or nothing.
Yeah, but even at the time, I think I barely like, cause I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was used to be like a good kid, Mad City. I didn't drink or nothing like that. I didn't even drink until like I was like 20.
Nah, he's
So,
capping.
so I didn't drink or nothing like that. I was like the same thing. Either I was, yeah, either I was home working or like I would do like some sports like basketball, soccer. I wasn't the best, but I went there. Just putting it out there. But
Hey
either
man,
way,
as long as you get the participation award,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
show
always
up,
got
you
I
show
got
up.
the ribbon, like
you,
participating.
you
I was
show
like,
up for
say less.
participating. Say less.
Exactly. Nah, but either way, like I said, yeah, I think that's kind of like what started it. I think one time, like on the weekend, we started kind of like hanging out, um, and even after that, like yeah, we started hanging out on the weekend and things like that after work, and yeah, but overall, like I said, we are polar opposites. Like we were pretty much.
And honestly, I think it's true that like opposites attract because, like,
You attracted?
Hey, I chiquitita.
Ay,
No, I
hey,
think
chill, bro.
it's true because like we don't, like I said, we don't always see eye to eye with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and we can argue as much as we want, like basically yelling at each other, and we're still homies at the end of the day.
No, and also too, like, I mean, every homie, like, when you're homies with people, you can always like, talk shit, but then also you always got to speak the truth.
Yeah,
'Cause
you want to keep it. You want to keep
Yeah,
it real.
you want to keep it real, and also too, if you wanna, what is it called? Pretty much, even if like the truth hurts, you still gotta say it. If you're a real homie, you gotta say
You
the
got to
truth,
no matter what,
regardless of
even,
like
even
fuck
if
their
it hurt-
feelings and shit like that.
Yeah, dude. If
Straight
if
up.
you want to tell them the truth, you don't want to lie to them. Like
Yeah.
if not calling anybody's
No.
name, but like if your homie makes music and it's ass, then you tell him.
Yeah, bro. Hey,
Hey, I'm not saying no names, but I'm saying if your homie's music
always
is
if he
trash,
makes music
you
in
gotta
a
let
small
him know,
alley.
bro. You gotta let him know, like, hey man, yeah, I like this, but I don't like that. All right, but honestly, you should take it as constructive criticism.
yeah, and that's what we're trying to do out here in this
We're not. I'm
podcast, you
like,
know?
hey, good for you that you're doing your thing,
Mhm.
but you could work on this better.
Exactly.
Which hopefully, if you guys are listening on Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, I don't know if they have a comment section.
I hope.
I hope. Let us know what you guys like and what you guys don't like
Mm-hmm.
about what we're doing. Like I said, we want criticism and we want to keep it raw. And this is our first podcast, so it's like obviously we're gonna make a lot of mistakes,
Mhm.
but
But this
I
is
want to
just a
get
start.
we want to get better.
And yeah, we're not gonna give up the first time, whatever. 1 view, 2 views, 100,000.
I don't give a damn.
Something like that. But either way, guys, like I said, we're solar opposites. I don't even know what the fucking that makes sense. Solar opposites.
So
It's-
polar
it's-
opposites.
it's,
Polar
The
opposites.
drink.
The lick is hitting.
Yeah, the lick is kind of hitting.
But
Either way, but like I said, we're pretty much opposites. Even like I wanted to bring up a topic, up, like talking about this. I was raised in Mexico. I think. I hope. And then he was pretty much.
so I was
he's-
basically raised
you know,
here in
but he's Mexican.
yeah. So
but-
I was born in Mexico,
Mhm.
and I was raised here in Colorado. So basically, our question is being kind of raised in Mexico and U.S.
The difference, pretty
difference
much,
between
of
them,
like being raised here in the United States, and also being raised in Mexico, like in my end.
So
So, Angel, I was gonna ask you. So, what do you think would be different if you actually let's say you were raised in Mexico.
Dude, honestly, I would probably not be a no sabo kid.
You are no
I
Sabo
know,
kid.
but
What
I'm
do you
saying no,
mean?
but I'm saying you're saying like if I was to be raised, like if I was to be raised in Mexico, I wouldn't be a no sabo
Well,
kid. But
how do you
but
think your life
but
would be different? In other words,
if I
yeah, if you were raised in Mexico.
if I was raised in Mexico, well, for one, my Spanish would be more fluent. Because I don't know. I mean, I know Spanish, but hey, man, as soon as you say one word I don't know, I get lost.
My voice, like all the ideas start popping up.
Yeah, and I'm like,
what?
what?
Check in July.
No, yeah.
Yo, what is this?
What is this? No, but
Me llamo Angel.
no, but I was raised here. I came here when I was pretty young, and for most of my life, I lived here in U.S. And I mean, being raised, I feel like I got raised, like a typical Mexican or like a Hispanic
A
would
Mexican,
have,
like,
yeah, like
household.
a Hispanic household, and you know, especially me being the oldest, I had younger siblings, and I kind of had to make how would you call it, like
Like
I
pretty
was a
much
figure.
people had
I was a
to.
figure to them,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
whatever I did, like I
They
had
look up to you.
yeah, they looked up to me. So I kind of had to go out there and hustle. Like I said, I think. Well, one thing I do remember is like my dad used to work a lot, like two full-time jobs.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that would like kind of correspond with me being born or raised here. Obviously, I wasn't born here, but I don't know. I think it was typical Mexican household. Like if I was to, well, one thing I do remember is if I was to speak English in the house, dude,
They would've fucked
dude,
you
they
up.
would beat me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
No,
no,
your
no,
mom
no,
gets
no,
offended. Like
no, yeah,
I don't
no,
know. Like
no. I don't know what
my
it is.
mom,
I don't
like
know what it
how it
is.
would be to us. It would be like if you like
If you talked
in
English, you would get your ass beat,
yeah.
basically.
No,
And no, at
well,
least that was for me, because if I was to ever speak English in the house, I would be like, my mom would hit my mouth, and she's like, "Why are you speaking it? Why are you?" And I'm like, "We're in America." Well, I didn't know, like
oh
no,
damn!
no, no,
Call
no, no,
the card.
no,
We're in
already, no,
America.
already, bro, no,
America.
no. But obviously we came here, and I was going to school when I was young, and I picked up a lot of English really quick, especially when you're younger, and all the kids didn't speak Spanish, at school. So you would speak English. You picked it up
You
really
kind of
fast.
have to,
Yeah,
especially when you're younger.
and you pick it up
It's
fast.
easier,
And you pick
yeah.
it up fast. So I picked it up quick, and I just spoke it, and I thought it was becoming a normal to me. And every single time that I'd go home,
You would like
I
try.
might,
You would,
yeah,
it'll come out. It'll
yeah,
come out.
no. If I was to speak English, my mom, would beat me. Well, I wouldn't say beat me, but like she'd scold me for sure. Like we only speak Spanish in the household, and I get it, because obviously her coming from Mexico too, she didn't know English, so she didn't know what I was saying. So I
And I
guess it
mean-
was kind of hard for her too, and my parents, both of them didn't know English, so it was kind of hard for them to get accustomed to everything here. But I feel like it was definitely easier for me, because when you're younger, obviously, like I said, you pick up stuff a lot quicker, especially when you're going to school. All the kids around you are speaking English, and you're speaking Spanish, and you're like, I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, and I'm gonna lie. For me, I think that was like the difference, because like for me, since I was like raised in Mexico, because I came to pretty much to. I think I came like over here to the United States when I was a baby, but I went back in like preschool, kindergarten, first grade, second grade. It was in Mexico, but I think in 2003 around there,
Hmm.
like I think I was still like in second grade, or I did I start second grade? I think it was second grade or third grade that I started here in like United States. But I remember, not gonna lie, like no cap, like no, like I didn't want to go to school. Like for me, like I didn't want to go to school or nothing because I didn't know English. For me, like the language barrier was like bad. Like for me, I remember like dude, I would cry. Like I would like cry to my parents. I was like, "Don't like
Well,
send me to school and stuff
Dude,
like that."
that's how I was
No,
too.
because
Like,
I didn't
so
know.
on my first day of school, when they
Yeah.
dropped me off, I was crying, dude. I'm like, dude, don't. I'm like,
But that's
don't leave-
preschool. Everyone's
yeah,
like
but,
crying,
But I'm
you
like,
know?
dude, don't leave me out. I don't want to be with these strangers. I don't know who they are. But me in my mind, I didn't know I was going to school. I'm like, oh, they're leaving me here. With who? I'm like, dude, they're gonna leave me and they're not gonna come back.
Nah, like for me, I'm telling you, like, I think like for me, well, for you, like I said, you started in preschool and stuff like that. and for me it was already like second grade, third grade.
Hmm.
So a lot of people even like the
So you kind of
like
started a little later.
yeah, like I started
later.
later. So even like my language and stuff like that, like that's what I was like panicked about because like I would see people that look like me, like like Hispanic,
Hispanic,
and they would all speak English, and
and
I
you're
was
like,
like, I
to
don't know
you,
like what
you
they're
didn't even
saying
know
or
that
anything like
language, yeah.
that. But I was kind of grateful too because like there was a like they kind of paired you with like people that like speak Spanish and stuff
So they
like
can
that,
kind of give you a
Spanish and
handout,
English.
yeah. They can
Because I
kind of help
remember
you out.
like yeah, when I first started like elementary school, they like assigned me to like with the kid that like he was bilingual already, and he kind of like he was translating for me and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was like my main thing. Like I always thought the language barrier was like scary for me, and it was hard to like get out of it too. But like eventually, like you said, you're still young at that
and
age,
you pick it
and you
up,
pick it up pretty quick.
yeah,
So I think it was just like a couple months that probably all that happened to. But besides that, I think it was too bad.
yeah. Well, that's how I
Hmm.
feel too. I'm really grateful for like all the sacrifices that my dad did.
Yeah,
Especially when I was growing up. So obviously a lot like I should say my stepdad.
yeah,
Because obviously my real dad's in Mexico.
yeah,
But I didn't know him, and he took on that role, and
yeah.
he was working two full-time jobs, and he made it happen.
Hmm.
Like he bought we were living in an old trailer. He hustled, and then he bought a new one, and that's basically I feel like that's how I picked everything up. How I work. Because most of my life I feel like I've worked two jobs, two, three jobs,
Yeah,
and that's how I pick it up from him. And it's like the sacrifices that they made for us to be here,
yeah.
and it was like,
Well, like, it kind of sets up like a standard as like being like a role model.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you do look up to your dad and stuff like that because
they're like superheroes to you.
the same thing. Yeah, exactly. The same thing happened to me because I do remember when I was actually kindergarten, first grade, and stuff like that. My dad was actually already here in the United States,
Hmm.
so it was just me and my mom, like in Mexico. And I remember like no, like I do remember like I probably like was really young because I remember at first my dad, I would only see him in pictures. So I remember like seeing pictures of him and stuff like that, but like talking to him on the phone. But he was already here, and like I
Hmm.
said, like eventually, like I said, all the family ended up like coming over here in the United States. We already like he already had like an apartment when we came,
Yeah,
and majority of the time he didn't have two jobs or anything, but he had one job and he was working
and
most of the time.
he was working most of the
Yeah,
time.
but my mom was kind of like also raising us and
Hmm.
everything like that. So I never really took a role of daycare and
They're
things
nothing like
like that.
that, yeah. Because
Yeah,
that's
and even when
yeah,
my mom started kind of grinding out too, she was like taking care of kids. So she would still
mm,
be at home,
like
but she would take care of
yeah,
other
like
kids.
babysitting,
Yeah,
like
pretty
as
much.
a
It
like a
was
side
she was a
hustle.
babysitter.
Yeah,
So she was still helping out, but she would still be at home, and I was kind of raised like with my mom too.
hmm
So that helped out kind of like a lot.
Which helped, yeah, it helped out a lot. Especially when you're young, and then
Hmm.
they just moved out here and they
Yeah.
need the income. I'm sure it helped
Yeah,
your dad out too.
and also too, I think it is a different culture because you don't really know how it is in Mexico until you come over here. Because for me in Mexico, I feel like you're kind of more humble.
Like in
Like you don't
Mexico,
even
yeah,
you don't even desire like big stuff or anything like
yeah.
that. Because like all not gonna lie, you have a lot of like when I was over there, at least when I was getting raised, you had a lot of freedom.
Yeah,
So
when you're
like
when you're
yeah,
out
you
there.
had a lot of freedom. Like you didn't really like stuff that you like think about and stuff like that. You didn't really um like luxuries and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You didn't even know about it.
you didn't know about
Like
any of that.
to be honest
Like
with you,
phones and
yeah,
like a tablet.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. You
even
don't
back
need
then,
nothing
yeah,
of
you
that.
did,
Like I
yeah.
remember playing a lot of they used to call them like tazos. I think they call them like
So
pods or something like that.
So when I came out here, I used to actually collect a lot of those because
Yeah.
there used to be a Mexican store
Hmm.
down the street, and that was like when I was young.
Yeah.
Like in Mexico, you can run around wherever. At least my neighborhood was
Yeah.
where I was kind of like very little that I remember of it. It was pretty safe.
Hmm.
So my grandma would send me to
Yeah,
the
like
store
literally.
to
Yeah,
my
the
store,
same
and I
thing
was
too.
like little dude
I remember,
with
dude.
money in it. Like hey,
No, so
regálame los chips y
yeah,
whatever else she needs. I'm like, okay. I go to the store clerk. Hey, I need this and that. Okay, give him
yeah.
the money,
Over
and I'd
there
come back, dude. Like
they
nothing.
do what is it called? It's like a tab or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they pretty much like literally it was a notepad. You go to the store,
dude.
and you go. I didn't know you
Yeah,
didn't
no,
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah. I do
Yeah,
remember
you go to
that.
the store and literally it's a notepad,
And they write your
and
name
they
down
write,
and how much
you
you
know,
owe.
yeah, exactly. Like they didn't write that. I think the date probably,
Hmm.
and what you get, you know.
And
So
what
it's
you
like
basically what you
this,
owe.
yes, pesos,
Yeah.
5 pesos, and stuff like that. Cause it's like it literally, it's people that like it's a little small, little
Yeah,
town,
it's like a
but
small little
everyone
town.
knows
And,
everyone.
yeah, and so like they know that they're
And
gonna
yeah,
get their money.
all you have to do is pretty much pay like I don't know if it was at the end of the month, at the end
Yeah,
of
I
the week.
can't remember
Because
what
I'm
it was
telling,
either.
all I knew is I was going to the
Dude,
store
I was going to the
out of the
dude.
notepad. I get whatever, you know.
And then they
they
give
wrote
it
it
to
down,
me,
you know.
and that was it.
I
I'd go
come
back.
you
Yeah,
know?
dude, and
Yeah.
because I do remember
Dude,
remember that.
over there they even freaking like let you like get beer.
Yeah.
I was getting beer from my like
Your
my
uncle, your
grandpa,
tío,
yeah.
el tío.
No, dude, my tío would like literally like try to give me like alcohol. Like I remember he gave me a cigarette. I almost died.
Oh hell no.
He gave me like a cigarette one time, dude. My grandma almost beat his ass. Like he gave me like a cigarette when I was just chilling. I don't even know. And like he tried to give me a cigarette, dude, and I was like coughing, dying, and stuff like that. My grandma comes outside, dude. My grandma like this was my uncle's ass, dude.
Nah.
But I was always like that little kid because I was also too, I was like the first one in my family, like
So
the
you were
first
like
baby. I was
like
the
you're the
first
oldest.
baby.
You're the oldest.
Like I do have a big family, but I was like I was like the first child of like the whole family, like my mom's side and my dad's side.
I feel like we got it worse, bro.
Yeah.
like,
No, you
in our
kind of.
youth-
Well,
in
it's
our
kind of
youth,
worse,
bro.
but then it's kind of good, you know.
Yeah.
There's ups and downs, you know.
Like yeah, we got our ass beat.
Yeah.
But we
No,
up.
you always. Yeah, dude. It's always the first one that gets
Dude,
like
yeah,
ass beat the
no,
most.
my god, dude, dude, every single time that
Your youngest siblings
dude,
are more wild, huh?
Yeah, dude, and then they don't get the ass beat.
Mhm,
But me,
pretty much.
oh my god, for every little thing that I would do,
Yeah.
la chancla, like dude, oh my god, the chancla, the electrical cord from
Yeah.
the vacuum, el gancho,
Yeah.
the cutting board.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna get that controversial, but not gonna lie, I think like it teaches you shit.
I think
Like-
it teaches you respect.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
dude, after that, dude, I'd
Or, like,
be
knowing
scared
what's
of my
good
mom
and
or
bad.
dad.
Or knowing what's good and bad too, because like for me, I think that's what kind of made me like a good kid, like most of my childhood,
Mhm.
because I didn't really get too much into trouble. I think
Yeah,
like, the
you were,
first
yeah,
time-
dude, you kept to
yeah,
yourself,
no,
dude.
I think the first time when I first started like here in the United States, I was like a little troublemaker and shit like that. But I was like getting into fights in school.
But as soon as they beat your
But I think
ass-
it was because like yeah, I had a friends and shit
Yeah.
like that, and then yeah, they beat my ass, and then after that, yeah, it was good kid. Yeah,
I'm never
pretty
gonna
much.
do it again.
Yeah, never again.
As soon as they get raised up that chancla, bro, oh, you were scarred for life.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, you know. But
But it's got
It's
a little
crazy.
good, like a little backstory of kind of how we were raised. Like
yeah.
it's not too bad.
Yeah, like I said, like overall, yeah, I'm grateful like of my parents and like the sacrifice that they made.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like if you think about it, like think about it now. Like if we were to move like a different country,
Mm-hmm.
like you kind of do start from scratch and everything. It's
And then
tough.
yeah, and the thing is, yeah, dude, like imagine if we were to move to
Yeah.
like France. Then we got to pick up French.
Shh. It's kind of like Spanish, so I'll be good. Pizza, pasta. No?
Hey, I just want to eat, and that's it.
But just the food. That's all I know how to say.
Oh my god. But
El fin.
I think-
Fin.
fin-
Fin is, I think it's the same thing, no?
I don't know. I took
I
French for a
hope.
little bit, but only one course, and that was
Dude,
it, bro. It was
Don't even
raps.
talk about French. So you don't get sidetracked.
All right. So now I got a question for you, Luis.
What's up?
So I know a lot of people go to, they go to school. And for me, the way that I see it is we picked up trade jobs. We picked up trade jobs. And that, for me, I mean, it was kind of forced upon me. I tried to go to college, but because we're both immigrants.
Yeah.
Because I was an immigrant.
Yep.
We don't get DAC or financial aid.
Yeah,
We don't get financial aid.
Mhm.
So I kind of want to ask you, what do you think it's better to go to college or just pick up a trade job? Just like
Not gonna
start
lie,
from
I
scratch.
Saw, no, I
let's-
think this is like a recent discussion because I don't know if you. Well, I don't even watch it, but like I saw TikTok.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't judge me, guys. I don't watch South Park, but I saw like a South Park
Uh-huh.
like episode, and basically it's like you know how South Park is, that's a Mexican in a pickup truck, and he's like stopping in Home Depot.
Yeah, and then
And there's,
everybody
like,
and
yeah,
all the
you
workers.
saw it? Yeah, yeah.
I have seen the TikTok. All the workers.
Yeah,
are
it's like
"Oh,
lawyers,
No, I
what
don't know.
is
I
it?
know.
Like-
So it was Stan. I don't know what's his name.
I have
Stan's
no
dad.
idea.
Stan's
I'm
dad.
telling
dude.
you, I don't.
His
I don't
dad,
watch.
so his dad is like a plumber, or I don't
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
he is. Like I don't know what he does,
Yeah.
but he pulled up to an Office Depot when someone else, everybody else were offering their services for him to come over. So
And
they're like,
his is
oh,
a trade job because he was
yeah,
a plumber or
because
something,
it was the I don't,
landscaper.
yeah, I can't. No, I think it was a plumber because they were like, can you do a heating unit or something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
And
it's something like that,
yeah,
HVAC.
yeah,
you
HVAC
know?
or something. And so like they were asking him like, oh, if you come do my HVAC, I'll give you lawyer services or dentist or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was everybody was willing to give up their like a trade basically.
Their services,
yeah, their
but, like-
services for your services.
Like if you think about it, they were like doing a switch. They were like doing a switch.
but everything that they were offering, they went to college for.
It's school,
Like a
school and
lawyer,
stuff, yeah.
doctor, dentist. You all got to go to school for that. But HVAC, you can pick it up. Especially, I mean, at least around here,
Mm-hmm.
in Colorado, where we're from, you can pick it up right 40 minutes down the road.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is, what they're trying to like. I think the emphasis like they were like trying to do
Mhm.
is basically, like how he said, we're in the trade and stuff like that. It's hard right now to get people like to start working in trades. So now a lot of people, let's say they started going to college because that was like what your parents tell you.
Yeah,
They're like,
you
oh,
gotta- you gotta go to
go to
school.
college. You
gotta
gotta
go
do
to
like a
school.
career that is gonna be like college oriented. What is it called? It's not a blue collar job. It's a what do they call it? White collar?
I think white collar, like
Yeah,
office,
I
like
think
an
they call it
office
white
job.
collar.
you know,
Yeah,
like
pretty
an
much
office
stuff
job.
like that.
You're inside, like
Yeah, like trades look like frowned upon, even in like Mexican culture. Like your parents always say like your parents they most of the time immigrants they do like trade jobs, but they always thought of it like as a bad way. They're always
because
like
they're like, oh, it's hard work.
yeah, because I don't know if you ever got to that discussion with your parents, but your parents are always like, go to school, don't just be good in school and
They,
stuff
they,
like
they were
that.
just basically say like continue
Yeah.
school, like always go to school.
Yeah,
go to
you don't
school,
want to
go
be
to school.
like they always like even like we look at them as role models. They're like they don't want you to be like them because I mean it's a tough job. Like working outside.
Yeah, well,
and
whatever
everything.
you
Working
do,
in
like
trades, it's
like
tougher.
any like blue collar job, like you're gonna work hard. Like no
Yeah.
matter what, you're gonna have to work hard in
It's
it. Like,
physical labor.
yeah, it is. And then like landscaper, you go roofing, mechanic, auto body, whatever it may be.
Yep.
Like it's hard work and it's not easy. And then I think that's why they're trying to steer you away from it. Like I don't
I
want
think
because they come here
yeah.
for a better life. They come here for a better life, and they don't want you doing the same thing that they did because they know how hard it is.
Yeah, but I think now, like I said, it was frowned upon over that period.
Yeah,
over
like
the
back,
2000s.
yeah, like back in the
Over
day,
the 2000s,
back
it was
in the-
frowned upon.
Back
like,
in the day, nobody would be like, "Oh, do not go into this. Don't do that. Don't
Yeah.
don't get into mechanic or don't be a landscaper. Don't do this. Don't do
Yeah.
that." And now, everybody.
Well, the
It's
thing
like-
is too is people don't realize this, but working in a trade, you can make pretty
You can
good money.
you can make a decent amount of money if you're working a trade. And
Yeah.
I know I think right now for a lot of people that listen are going to be in the valley, and I think they make pretty decent money if you're a blue collar job or you're working a decent trade, because
If-
no
if
one
you're
else
like
no
a-
one else wants to do that job.
Well, like I said, it's a lack of finding people that are willing to do the trade, so it kind of skyrockets the price. So now it's pretty much like stuff like that. It's expensive.
It
Like,
is,
yeah. Hire a mechanic, hire like a body tech to do like stuff on your car. Plumber. It's expensive.
It is
you
expensive.
Think, yeah, you think it's cheap and stuff like that. Nah, like it's
No.
expensive now.
And especially because if you're a mechanic, like you think of mechanic, roofing. I don't know what the deal with them is but like at least for me, we work in the auto body industry, and for me, I'm a body tech. I have to buy my own tools, so I think that kind of corresponds with the price because we buy our own tools. Like same thing with roofers or carpenters, they have to buy their own tools. That's not given to you.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna give those tools
and
to
the
you.
thing too is like a lot of people say like I said they charge like high, and then I don't know if you've seen, but like people sometimes say like you like, let's say you can get a mechanic and he'll charge you $200, and he'll be like he can fix it in 5 minutes, but he'll still charge you the
The flat,
$200.
like the
Yeah,
flat
it's
rate.
a
You know,
flat
the
rate,
flat
and then
rate.
people could be like, "Hey, like, why am I paying you this much if you fixed it
Like
like right
why
away?"
am I paying
But
you for?
it's what you said. It's
It's
experience that they
experience.
have.
It's
It's
experience.
tools that they have. Because sometimes you need specific tools. You need the experience to get that problem solved.
Because the tools aren't free, and then obviously if you
Hmm.
go to somebody that's more experienced, they know what they're doing,
Yeah,
and like they're gonna get it done correct the
and
first
like I
time.
said, even if you're working like in a small, like let's say valley, a small town, and stuff like that, there's always like one guy or two that are only in that trade. So you can raise your prices up. Like that's how pricing. I think is it's generally like created,
Hmm.
pretty much because yeah, like if there's not that many tags, you can raise your prices up because I mean, who's gonna say no? Like they have to go to you.
They have to go to
They
you.
have to, and
Hmm.
even if like let's say there's two people in the same town, if one raises their prices and the other one doesn't, I mean, you can get more clientele, but at the same time, there's still people going over here, so it kind of contrasts. If this guy raises their price, the other guy has to raise their price too.
Yep. So it's kind of like a competition. You know, like oh, people are still going to him.
Yeah.
You know, he's cheaper. Well, I mean, I don't know. It kind of depends, you know, especially because us, it's kind of weird because we're near somewhere that's kind of wealthy,
Hmm.
you know, so people have money and they go down, you know, down.
Well, the thing too is even I think like I said, we work in the we work in a body shop industry. And the thing about it too is, I think for us, it's a lot of job security
Yeah.
because like you're always like, okay, so before I started this, it was I was trying to get into either graphic design
Hmm.
because I was like really I used to like art a lot and I started doing like little like I did YouTube back in the day alone too, and I started doing thumbnails and everything, and I like graphic design,
Well,
but
keep in mind too, like, even before that, you were doing, like, you had a different, like, a separate YouTube than from me
yeah,
when you were
yeah, yeah. No,
younger.
that's what I'm
And
saying. That's
that
what I'm
the thing
saying.
is, like, for that, it was kind of popping off too.
Yeah, yeah, no, that
Like,
did pop off a
you were
little
getting,
bit.
you were
Yeah,
getting YouTube checks from
yeah,
that too.
yeah. No, that one like I actually got little YouTube checks, but like I said, I mean, not to get sidetracked or nothing, but like I said, that was like my main interest. Like I started getting into that because I did it during high school,
Hmm.
and you're always like be almost when you're about to graduate, you're always thinking like, what am I gonna do next and stuff like that. And for me, I was really good in graphic design, and I wanted to get into that, and then either that or like I said, my other passion was cars.
Hmm.
So I always knew I wanted to get into either the industry of graphic design or body shop, and I did my own research like on the side like after work, and because like I said, I don't have family members or anything that are into that.
And I feel,
And
honestly, I feel like not like like you said, not to get sidetracked, but like YouTube, I feel like it changed the game too because you'd be able to go on YouTube all the time and
yeah,
search up how to do this, how to do that, or like how to change an
yeah,
alternator on your '97 Civic,
yeah,
and you would pick it up.
yeah.
Like it was that easy.
Hmm. And like for me, I think that even the same thing too, because like for me with graphic, when I started my YouTube channel, I got into graphic design because of the same thing. I like looked at YouTube videos like how to use Photoshop,
It was like DIY
stuff like
stuff,
that.
you
Yeah,
know. It was
how
DIY
to use
stuff,
Photoshop. If I needed to do like a little effect, I would like YouTube it and stuff like that.
and that's it.
And it was like self taught. And then but also too in that career, like to get like a title, you did have to go to college.
Yep.
And I looked at another videos like on like body shop industry, and I remember there was like clearly there was a video, and it said pretty much as long as there's cars in like in the world, there's cars.
You're gonna
As
have
long as
work.
there's cars driving,
You're gonna have work.
there's gonna be accidents,
Yeah.
and you're gonna need people to fix pretty much the damages of cars, and that's why I decided to more lean towards that, and also it was a trade job
It would.
compared to basically pretty much where you had to go to college.
Hmm.
Because even if I went to graphic design, this is what I don't get. Like you go to graphic design, you still have to get like your associate's degree. I don't know if it's still like that now, but I remember when I was looking into my career, like to get into graphic design, you still had to go to college, get your associate's degree, and then the final 2 years, like that's when you pretty much like were learning about graphic design. And I was like, you still got to go 4 years,
Of college,
like
to,
of
to schooling
college.
still
Yeah,
after you graduate high school, and then
yeah,
after that, like then you got to secure a job.
yeah. And then, like I said too, the thing is, because it sounded good, like in paper, like you get paid like I think it was like 50 $60 an hour or something like that. And then you can work like remote. You can work
And
at
then from
home and
home or
stuff like
something.
that.
Yep.
Like you didn't have to be specifically, um, Yeah, pretty much like
You don't gotta
in
go.
an office
Yeah,
or
you
anything.
gotta
You
go
do
to
it
an
at home.
office. Yeah, you do it at
'Cause all
home.
you need is your computer. You know, you can have a desktop or something.
But then you gotta keep in mind too, like when you get into schooling like that, like when you get out, one, you're worrying about job security,
Mhm.
and then two, you gotta worry about your student debts.
Yeah, well, like I said, it doesn't even cover like us, especially since we're like immigrants and stuff like that. We didn't get covered. What is it called? Like we didn't get student aid.
We
Like
don't
you
get
pretty much had to
financial
pay it
aid.
up
Yeah,
front.
you gotta pay it up
And
front.
also too with because even the like I was like, okay, I'm gonna do trade. I did it like I was like, okay, I'm gonna cancel graphic design because like I said, four years
Yeah,
of
and you
studying,
got and you
and
got
then
and
you
you
still
gotta
have to
pay it in
get like
cash. You know,
you have
you
to
have to pay it in
move,
cash.
your apartment and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then like I said, you have to pay it in cash. And then I was leaning more towards like a trade school, and I was thinking of a school too because I was like I didn't think like at the time that you can be like start from the bottom and grind your way up.
Cause at the same time, like how we were coming back, like to how we were born and raised,
Yeah.
like our parents were like, "Oh, you gotta go to school. You gotta go to school. You
Yeah,
gotta go to school."
exactly.
So in your head, you were like, "You know what? I have to go to school, no matter what. Like, I don't want to do a trade job because my parents are telling me I have to go to school."
Yeah.
So then you, in your mind, when you're little to growing up, they kept telling you that. So that's what you believed. You're like, "I have to go to school to be successful." But now I
Yeah,
feel
pretty
like the
much.
times have changed, and now trade jobs I feel like are what are taking over or what
Well,
pay
they're taking
or what
over. They're
pay.
getting paid more, and it's the same reason. Like I'm telling you, there's not that many um, techs. There's not that many people that got into trades. That
Because it is hard work and
it is hard
not
work.
everybody wants to work that
Yeah,
hard.
and then also too, the same thing. It looked frowned upon on, so people didn't even want to get into it from the start.
Yeah, because they were
Like
they made it sound bad, like, oh, it's, I mean it's not, from what I've experienced, it's not too bad. It is hard work, but it pays off.
yeah,
Hard work
like
pays off.
there's a lot of like people in the trades that I know that make
A decent amount
what
of
is it
money.
called, three figure,
Three figures,
yeah,
yeah.
3 figures a year.
Or no, well, it'd be six figures. It'd
Yeah,
be
6 figure,
six
yeah.
figures. Ya está pedo, mijo. Otro.
Otro?
Otro. I'll pour you one up right now. You keep talking.
All right, no, but in reality, like that's what it is. I think it's pretty much, um, I think like trade jobs got frowned upon, and people don't really realize like people around their age that like trade jobs can pay off like good amount. And then like I said, even when I was thinking of going to work in a body shop, I thought you still had to go to school to pretty much start working right away. And I ended up like I went to a school that was it was a technical school, and I went there, and the same thing too. They said it was pretty much it was a year and a half like of schooling that you had to do, but also too they asked for 25,000 upfront.
And which is crazy because now I
Yeah.
feel like 25. I mean, back
Well,
then
it
at
was
least
20,000
25.
upfront, and then you still had to, like I said, it was out of town.
It is so
So
you
I
got
had to
so
get
one,
my
you got to
apartment.
get your apartment, and then you have to find a new job
Yeah,
somewhere else.
you had to get a part time or something to at least like pay for your living.
Yeah. So okay. So for me, when I got out of high school, you already know this. I moved to Houston.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's true.
I moved to Houston and thinking that I was gonna go to
A technical job, yeah.
mechanic school. You know, I wanted to get into the trade, and I went to school. I moved to Houston, took all my stuff over there, and so they had told me before that I was good to go. Everything, everything was set. So I was like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start school this day. 2 days before, they called me, and they said, we can't accept you because you don't have financial aid. And I was like, well, why is that? And they said, because you're an immigrant. Well, not an immigrant, but like, you
Get
just
out
don't,
here.
you just, they're like, hey, you
This
gotta,
America.
hey man, you gotta scram. We're in America. You gotta
This
get out of
America.
here.
What are you
But-
doing here?
So,
Get
I-
around town.
yeah, so after that, like, my plans were to go there. I had already moved out there. I already had a house that we were renting, and I had to move back. Like I stayed there working for a little bit, and all I was doing is working for rent. I wasn't doing
Pretty
anything with
much,
my life,
yeah.
so I had to move back. And then thankfully, I got the opportunity where I'm at right now, and I feel like if you guys can get an opportunity, to get into a trade that you don't have to go to school, I think you guys should take it because it is worth it. Like, yes, it is hard work, but I feel like at the end we've learned a lot, and like now they're really sought after. like trade jobs, and I still hear a lot of people going to school for trade jobs, like the job that I'm at.
And you really don't need a school.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the
what
thing, dude.
like, since we're in the industry,
So I started from a detailer, and I moved my
we
way up.
both started
Yeah,
from
yeah, we
detailing.
both, yeah, which is crazy. We both started the detailer. So Luis chose like like
I
more
used
like
to
the
work. I don't know if Angel knows this, but like even when I was like pretty much at school, like in high school,
Mhm.
I got like a part time job, like after high school in my senior year, and I had that, and it paid pretty good at the time. Like how old we were, it paid pretty well. And then after graduating, I still wanted to work there, but it was a part time job. And then all of a sudden, I was like, like I still needed. It was a part time job. They didn't let me work more hours. So I didn't want to quit that job because I thought it paid well, and I got another part time job working in a gas station. I was working at Starbucks, the first one. It was Starbucks and a gas station. And when I started working both of them, I really didn't have time or nothing like that. And I remember one time, like I did that for like a full year. I would literally work at Starbucks like 5:30 in the morning, all the way to like, I believe it was like 2 p.m., and then 3 p.m. to 11, like the night shift in the gas station. And literally that's how like my life was. And I remember even like a full month I didn't even have like a day off, because even if I was off in one job I would still be working in another.
the other one.
And I still made like good money and stuff like that, like because I still like I had a BMW and shit, and I love BMWs.
Here we go.
But either way though, um yeah, because it was like still funding like the lifestyle that I liked, so I didn't think too much of it. But I got fed up. You're working like you had the same experience too. You're working two jobs.
Which
Like
honestly, I feel like it was
it just gets tiring.
no. Well, yes, it gets tiring, but I feel like when you're growing up, I mean, at least for me, when
Yeah.
my dad was working two jobs,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's normal. So like when you're looking at when you're being raised and you're like looking at your dad
Yeah.
working two jobs, you're like, oh, that's normal.
Yeah.
So like you working two jobs, and then we come, obviously we come here to America, and we're like, oh, it's not normal to work two jobs.
Yeah.
So it's like you need one job and that's it.
Mhm.
But like when you were raised, you saw him working two jobs, so you're like, you in your mind from when you were little to you were growing up. At least for me, he still till this day works two jobs,
Yeah.
and I'm like why?
Mhm.
Like maybe you just gotta meets end.
Well,
Everything's so expensive now,
Yeah, and also too like the I don't know if it's Hispanic or Mexican
and that's the
culture,
thing.
but like they do work a lot. Like even my dad too.
Mhm.
Like even right now, like they work a good amount.
And they work like
Weekends,
yeah.
and and still it's still kind of the same job, but even like weekdays and then weekends and stuff like that. So like I said, it does look normal for you, and for me I thought it looked normal,
'Cause
but
you-
then
yeah,
I
even
still
you.
also, but I had friends that didn't.
Yeah,
It
and
was
you're
like,
like-
you see the differences
Yeah.
now, because you see your friends and they only have one job and
And
stuff
you're
like
like,
that.
what? You're like,
But
what?
you're like, they want to, like, they send you an invite, like, oh, let's do this weekend, and you get peer pressured. You're like, oh, like, that sounds good. I want to go out.
But I gotta work.
But I gotta work.
And this
yeah,
was
you
like
put the
during high
excuse-
school too. This
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
crazy. It was
well,
like during
fresh out of high
Yeah,
school.
yeah. Well, at
Yeah.
least for me, I was working two jobs in high school,
Oh no.
and
it wasn't.
so I was two jobs in high school, and then still going to school.
Mhm.
And I was like, every weekend they'd be like, "Oh, let's go do this.
Why
Let's go
did
do
YouTube? That was another. Hey,
Hey,
that's
let's
one of
do-
my
let's do
YouTube was
that, let's do-
popping. I gotta check. I got a YouTube check. That's all I gotta say.
that." But no, but no, it's crazy how I feel like times have changed. Obviously, like
No, times have changed, and like I said, like we're always getting like sidetracked now.
yeah, I know.
Shit.
Okay,
Podcast is
so
hard.
okay, yeah.
No, but
Okay.
anyways,
I
what I was gonna say is
finish
pretty
this,
much
finish
yeah.
this, and I got another question for you.
Oh, I thought we were gonna take a shot. But okay. Anyway,
All right.
anyways, what I was gonna say is, like I said, you don't need a school to really get in a trade. Because I remember when I was working in the gas station in Starbucks, I remember one night I looked at the newspaper, and it said they needed a detailer for a body shop, and I didn't think too much about it, But I was like, I'm kind of done with this, and it was like a 9 to 5, like you work, like the ad said, like you work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and that for me, I was like, finally, I get like
At least weekends
off.
off, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember I was like, I'm gonna try it out. Why not? And it was cars. Like I was gonna be detailing cars, but for me, I'm like, I'm working in the industry.
Yeah, you're like you're getting
Yeah,
your foot.
yeah, yeah.
You're,
Well,
you're,
yeah,
you're
I'm
getting your foot
working
in.
there,
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
getting your foot in the door.
And now, and that's how I started, like working in the industry. and then that's when you kind of realize like even people in this industry, like the bosses and stuff like that, they prefer getting someone that starts from the
Fresh.
bottom
Yep.
compared to someone that goes to
To
school.
school.
Because like even when
And
you go to school, those
so
people think they're like
so
they
okay,
know
yeah,
everything.
so
You
when
need experience.
yeah, so the thing that I've heard is, at least when me being a body guy, when people get fresh out of school, going to like body school, like go to school to be a
Yeah.
body tech, um, they come in thinking they're the top shit, basically, because
Yeah.
like, oh, you know what, I graduated, I know what I'm doing, and the thing is, when they teach you in school, they teach you in a perfect world, this is how every car is gonna be.
Mhm.
Hell no, dude. It's
Work.
better. When you work in the
You
field,
need experience.
like
overall.
yeah, it's experience. When you work in a shop, a car comes in rusted as fuck. What are
Yeah,
you
they
gonna
don't
do?
teach you
Yeah,
about
they
that.
do
Yeah,
not teach
they
you
do
that,
not
bro.
teach you
They're
at
teaching you.
school.
They're teaching you in a perfect world. This is what you're gonna do. The bolt's gonna come out this easy.
Yeah.
Hell no. Hell no.
You gotta cry.
Yeah, dude. So
Tears
so,
come out.
No, so when they
Tears.
get I'm saying that's what I'm saying is when they get into
Mhm.
the body shop, they're like, oh, you know what, I'm top shit. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And
Because they have the diploma.
Yeah, because they have the diploma. They went to school.
They have that
They-
paper that
they went-
says
they went-
they're certified.
They went to school, so they're certified.
Yeah.
Right, and they're top shit. They graduated, and everybody else are like, oh, we didn't graduate. Oh yeah, so now he's like big head. Yeah, I'm the only guy that graduated around here.
Yeah.
Shit, I know what I'm doing. I know more than these guys that have been doing it for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Hell no. When you come into the
That's not
the
reality.
real world, then it's different.
That's not reality. in
And
the
it's not
trade.
reality. They
Yeah.
teach everything they teach you in school is in a perfect world. When you get into the trade, actual trade by itself, they don't teach you the weather that you gotta deal through, especially here in Colorado when it's cold, when it's
Mm-hmm.
rains and it's wet and you're in the shop, it's cold. You gotta defrost the car, dude. Like it is hard out here, dude.
Well, not
and they
even
don't
that.
teach you, and they don't
No.
teach you that.
And then they also too, there's cars that can't even move. You have
Yeah,
to work
dude,
outside.
and you gotta work
You have to go
outside,
take all
dude,
your
in
tools
the
and
snow,
everything.
in the snow.
Yeah, and you gotta get it out. They're gonna tell you, "Hey, we need this car. You gotta start working on it today. We need to tear down."
Just because suspension work,
Suspension, yeah.
if something's bent, you gotta go out there and you gotta fix it, and then you can bring it inside.
Mhm.
And then that guy's gonna think, oh hell no, I'm not gonna work outside. Oh, you gotta get the fuck out of here.
Pretty much.
Somebody else is gonna do it that's been working here because they taught you
Hmm.
in a perfect world. This is how you do it. You're gonna work inside all the time.
But it's not the case.
That is not the case.
Yeah.
But I know how you said something about Tesla, right? Earlier,
I don't think so.
you did.
I swear.
I hope.
I think you're trying.
I hope. No. Oh, no, not that. But I think you said that cars are always going to be out on the road.
It's different. It's a lot of.
It is
It's a lot of
different.
stuff that is
so,
different.
So you said that a lot of cars are going to be out on the road, right? So now everything's turning to electric and stuff. Everybody is. The world is changing, obviously.
Uh-huh.
So, do you think AI is going to take over the world?
I think Loki it already is.
Damn.
You don't think so?
You think I'm going to lose my job?
I might lose mine.
No.
No, no, okay, so he's a body tech in a body shop, and I work in a different body shop now, but I'm an estimator. And it's still the same thing. It's still like, a good position and stuff like that. But overall, for me, it's a little bit more white collar, kind of, because I am
Because you're in the office.
Yeah, I'm
like,
not
You're working on you're working on a
specifically
computer.
working. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
working on a computer, but I'm also like customer service and all that. But also, you do have to have knowledge overall.
Yep.
But I do think they might. I don't know.
They're gonna take
No,
your job, but they ain't
yeah,
taking
yeah.
mine.
No, because I remember literally, when was it? Last week, dude.
Uh-huh.
Last week, I was like looking at an estimate or something, and I called like because I got to contact like an adjuster, like the
Uh-huh.
people from the insurance, and I was like, yo, this estimate's like bad, and I was like, what happened here? Like, who's smoking some good shit, I was like, what'd you guys take, and they're like, oh no, I think this was like done by AI, and I was like, what?
You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, this estimate was done by AI.
And you're thinking, damn, this wasn't that bad.
Yeah. No. I think that's what kind of like got me okay, because I was like, yeah, it was kind of shitty.
This shit was shit. So
I
thank
was
God.
like, yeah, I
Thank
was like, they
God
don't know shit. At least they'll need me, for now.
for now. But hey, you think AI is already taken over?
I think so. It is, because like if you think about it too, they're taking they're taking out like good amount of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's already like places where they put like they take employees out.
Like for
Because
like
they're
I mean
replacing
I
it
mean
for
yeah
AIs.
I mean I can think of a couple things like you go to King Supers or City Market, you know, like or
Yeah.
Walmart, for example.
Yeah.
Everybody has Walmart.
Mhm.
Self checkout.
Yeah.
Everybody goes self checkout. Hey, catch me going, catching a a PS5, scanning it for a pack of gum.
Put like a little sticker or something.
Bro, I'm just gonna beep, put the PS5 to the side.
That's crazy.
Look around. Oh,
I
look,
scanned it.
It's that cheap.
I scanned it and I
Ain't
paid. I
no
thought
way.
it was like
Ain't no way.
the special, you know.
There ain't no way.
I thought it was on sale. I didn't do that. They catch Angel like in the camera.
I'm
Trying to
yeah,
like
yeah,
you know 2 minutes taking out the sticker out the
Yep,
freaking
they're,
gum.
they're sending me back to Mexico after
Yeah,
that,
pretty
dude.
much.
After that one, bro.
Hey bro,
But-
you'll be good there. They don't have AI yet.
I hope not. But
now.
but no, I feel like AI is taking over, but you think it's gonna take over it like completely? Like I know like there's a lot of jobs that
I think
require people.
There's not gonna be an extent. You always do need like actual human being helping you out.
Because
But like I'm telling you, like even in,
AI isn't perfect.
Yeah,
Still,
it's
like
not
I
perfect.
think right now we don't have to worry about it.
for now.
I mean, at least for me.
Okay.
I don't know about you.
Hey guys, please like and subscribe. I need you guys right now.
Luis needs this second job,
Yeah.
guys.
I need to go full time on this. Nah, but in reality, I think like there's still gonna be like you need humans overall to like work, because like even like there's animated like I hate this. I hate this. I don't know if you do,
Let's see.
but like you're calling like a customer service.
Did you hear that?
I have a little ghost around here.
Dude, I swear to God, I heard that too. Did you hear it?
Yeah. Anyways,
Did you?
I heard
no,
something.
no, you heard it right.
I heard something.
It's not just me. All right, guys, we're gonna take a break.
We back.
We're back, guys. So we solved the mystery, or at least we tried to solve the mystery.
I hope.
I don't think there was a ghost, but I swear to God, I heard something. We're gonna listen back to the recording, and I swear to God, if we hear something, dude,
We're not recording.
well,
anymore.
I'm not
This is-
recording
this-
here anymore,
This is
bro.
an ad podcast. At least here, we're gonna. I'm about to move or some shit.
There's our first and last.
You have to go to sleep with me.
No,
Wow.
get the Yevon.
Fake homie right there.
But we're talking about AI. We talked about self checkout stuff like that. What about like Tesla's self driving cars?
I think it's Google. No, is it Amazon?
Google?
I think Google was making a car that was like self-driving, and then Amazon, and then also Tesla. But I think, like I said, it's not perfect. It's not perfect at all. Like
Yo,
I think
honestly, yeah, I've seen videos. on
I've seen
TikTok,
videos with,
and they're like a dummy, and they ram into that guy, dude. They ram into the freaking dummy, dude. Like the sensors don't work or something, and it's over for
I
that.
think that was Volvo. I think that was
I think it is
Volvo.
Volvo, dude. It's over. Well, I don't want to quit him, but it's like I don't know what car it was, but I saw a video that like they were testing it, and the car. Dunzo. That
Took the
guy,
nigga
dude.
out.
If there was another guy if there was a real person on the other side of that dude, it's raps for him.
it's
It is
RIP.
raps. R.I.P. for that
RIP.
guy. Have his funeral right now.
Nah, I think no, like I said, I think I saw like Tesla and stuff like that. They were like having like lawsuits, but then they're trying to have like stuff that like you're still supposed to be like looking like technically like they have like terms and policies. Like when you're using the self driving, you're supposed to have like your hands in the steering wheel and
Okay,
stuff
bro.
like that.
But that's
But no one
just-
does it.
Okay, but like, I was gonna say that was just like when you install a stereo system.
Uh-huh.
That ground wire, yeah, I know you grounded to something, so that way they're like, "Oh, you're not supposed to use this while you're driving." Lord knows you're grounding that wire.
Are you talking about a car?
Your old car.
Oh, not-
El Hondita. And that's one too. Hey, and this one too, dude. You were hacking it out too. You scammed for that thing.
You don't know what I did to?
I do. The DVD player when it doesn't have it.
Oh no, that's a Beamer though.
No,
But the
okay.
Jeep.
That too. Ground wire.
Oh yeah, you know what the ground. All right, guys, a little confession. So I try it again, but a little confession. That ass like in my Jeep, I have a sound system, right? But I mean, my ground wire, I put it good. I thought I put it good. I put it like in between, like a washer. That's where my ground cable was coming out.
Shit's gonna catch on fire.
Well, if it got out, I don't know how. You know, I think
They
one of
got
the
out?
seats. Yeah, it got out. So it didn't work anymore, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I saw the ground like wire all like loose and stuff like that. So I just got like a little, what is it called? A wrench? Ratchet? No.
A ratchet, or like a wrench, like an actual, like a wrench, or what? Like a,
Like a pinza that has like the adjustable, and then you can like tighten it there.
I mean, adjustable wrench. I mean,
Adjustable wrench. Technical terms from the boy, the body tech.
no,
Angel.
no, I didn't know.
All right, it was one of those. It was one of those wrenches that
you know
adjust,
what? You know what?
and I put it on the seat. The ground wire right now to this day is pressed on by that.
no, Mike.
With you know, where the seat pretty much like the, what is it called? Hinge? The hinge. Is it the hinge? I don't even
Hinge
know.
or hitch?
Something like that.
The hinge.
Hey, nigga, I'm bilingual. Can't judge my language.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for
cancel.
I'm sorry. I'm
Angel.
sorry for judging you, bro. I know you came out a later year than me, so
Exactly.
your English isn't perfected like mine. Pero,
Exactly. Lo voy a poner en español a ver si es cierto.
a ver qué?
Oh, ¿puro en español ahorita o qué?
No.
Me llamo Ángel.
No sabo.
Me llamo Ángel. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z.
All right.
Yeah, but I think like AI is still not that advanced. I think it could though.
Honestly, I feel
But it's
like
not
right,
that
I feel like
advanced,
I feel like right now we shouldn't worry.
Not for now.
Not for now.
Yeah.
But I feel like later, yes. I feel like it is only going to
Well,
get more advanced.
I think what they were saying too is like Japan is like kind of like the leader in like
Is
AI and
yeah,
stuff.
and dude, the robots. Have you seen them?
Oh, there?
Yeah.
Dude, no.
Like
Well, you know
the
what
the human robots.
I saw? No, I saw one that was like beating a ping pong guy, you know,
Uh-huh.
and like he did like a back trick and still won. But then there was like another AI that I saw like, I guess it was like in a factory
Mm-hmm.
that was like packaging like, you know,
Stuff.
like something,
Like,
like a box or something like
Am-
that.
Yeah.
And
Amazon,
I guess
or
it
whatever is.
didn't identify a person. It grabbed a person and like tatas. R.I.P. Dude, that's all I gotta say.
Wait, what?
There was a robot that couldn't identify a human. You know, there was a guy like I guess inspecting the machines, like he was passing by.
And he killed him?
Yeah, so in other words, like I guess the robot grabbed
grabbed him
thought
and
it
he
was
killed
like a
him.
box or the object, whatever the factory was, and just that's like, you know, smashed
Nah.
him. You know, thought it was a box. Yeah, it's not that good.
The man got folded?
I guess. R.I.P. You know, shit.
Hell no.
I guess it was like iRobot all over.
Nah,
again,
dude,
you know,
oh my
20,
god.
23, you know?
That's what it's going to be. They're going to go against us.
Yeah, but like I said, I know AI it's a little bit not that advanced.
But I think we don't want to keep this podcast going for too long, so I think
Alright, guys, we
probably, honestly,
Not gonna lie,
Okay,
we
so
had
we-
way more topics
yeah,
to talk
so
about.
yeah, but we
We
kind of
didn't
got
think it was gonna be this long.
honestly, we got kind of sidetracked, and we're sorry for that.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. We're still, like I said,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah, like I
first
said,
time.
yeah,
It's the first time. You guys
this
can't
is-
judge.
Yeah, this is the first episode, so well, no, I want you guys to judge us
Yeah.
because we want criticism. You know, like whatever you guys listen on. I know we're gonna
Give
be
us
on,
feedback.
Yeah,
We need
give us
feedback.
give us
That's what it
feedback.
is.
We're gonna be on Spotify. We're gonna be on YouTube. We're gonna be on Rumble.
For now,
we'll-
at the moment.
Yeah, we'll post
TikTok
up.
también,
Yeah,
you
we'll
know,
post up clips on TikTok.
Put us drinks.
Hopefully we can get the name Taking Shots Podcast everywhere. I know on for sure Spotify. You can look us up at Taking Shots Podcast.
I think everywhere.
Everywhere
I
probably
think
will
we do
probably
have it,
hopefully
Taking
will
Shots
be
Podcast.
that'll be our handle.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first show, or I mean, I guess the first episode of Taking Shots Podcast, and hopefully you guys come back and listen for more. I know this one was kind of a little low key, kind of boring, or we kind of got sidetracked honestly a
Yeah.
lot. And
But like I said, we do have a lot more topics in mind that we didn't want to bring up.
but we kind of got sidetracked like with our
Yeah.
backstory, so it's like
Yeah.
it's
It was
especially when we're
alcohol.
lit, when we're
It
lit.
was alcohol.
Yeah, so
Shit, we didn't think this through. Who would have thought?
so hopefully next. I guarantee next one's gonna be better because
Imagine
we're not.
gonna play it. We're gonna play it back, and this is like the drunk Theo like conversation.
Yeah,
that
dead
you have,
ass.
you know? Like like
he's
it's like,
gonna have his arm around you. He's like, Mijo,
yeah.
te amo.
Back in my day.
Back in my day. But Yep. Thank you guys for listening. This is the first episode of Taking Shots podcast.
Yeah, like we said, give us feedback if you guys want us to touch a topic, anything, bring it back in the podcast.
Yeah.
Let us know if there's a drink that you guys want us to try along with a mixed drink. Let us know.
Like we said,
we'll try it.
yeah, like we said, we take a shot of whatever we make the drink with. So
yeah, exactly.
You know, there's a lot of options.
And this is just a start, guys. We're gonna try to upload at least once a week.
Once a week, and hopefully it'll be maybe. We're shooting kind of for like Tuesday, Wednesday.
We don't have a set date yet at the moment.
Yet.
But like I said, we do want to shoot every week.
We're for sure.
Depending on like our schedules, editing and all that, we're gonna try to at least try to upload once a week in all the platforms that we've said. We can probably expand later on, but right now we want to focus on those 3.
So it's gonna be YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, and then TikTok will be like us making
TikTok,
drinks.
we're doing little stuff.
Yeah, TikTok's gonna be
Maybe
like us making the
there.
drinks and the highlights basically. You know?
Yeah, but like I said, we do want feedback, and if you guys were to support, like, share,
comment, subscribe.
Yeah, comment,
whatever
subscribe.
it is. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Rumble. Subscribe to Rumble. Subscribe to YouTube. Follow us on TikTok.
But that's it, guys.
It's like literally, it is what it is. It's literally just me and my boy drinking and talking about random shit.
Yeah. All right, check it.
Check it.
Fuck it.
Well, fuck it. All right.
Fuck it.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
All right, guys.
It's a wrap.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Till next time. Peace out.
Keep taking shots.